good, getting warm. Oh, I feel queasy. Don't stop, Millhouse. You're so close. I gotta barf. Where's the bathroom?
I told you we should have served cake instead of oysters.
I've ruined.
Hey guys, welcome to Year 11 Biology. Today, we're going to compare the processes of binary fission and mitosis, which we explored last week in class. By the end of this video, you'll be able to identify the key differences in the functions and processes of binary fission and mitosis. I would recommend that before watching this video, you go back and review the notes we took on the processes of mitosis and binary fission if you're feeling unsure about them. But first, let's talk about Millhouse. Poor Millhouse is having a terrible day. He's gone to Martin's party, eaten some delicious oysters, and contracted food poisoning from Salmonella enterica, or just Salmonella for short. Like all bacterial species, Salmonella is a prokaryotic, unicellular organism. So, how did such a simple cell replicate and cause disease in Millhouse? Well, let's dive into Millhouse's stomach and to have a look. So here we have some of Millhouse's intestinal cells, and we can see that the Salmonella bacteria has managed to infect one of them and has begun to multiply. It's through this process of binary fission that Salmonella is able to replicate and cause disease in Millhouse. As we already know, prokaryotic cells such as Salmonella are only able to replicate asexually through binary fission, whereas mitosis is the process in which eukaryotic cells, such as somatic animal or plant cells, divide to produce genetically identical daughter cells. We can see that mitosis is divided into 4 stages, each with unique processes. This is unlike binary fission, which does not have defined stages and is more simplistic in its process. You might be thinking, but hold on, I can see 5 steps in binary fission just through this photo. Well, these aren't really defined stages like in mitosis. They're just separated in that way to make the process easier for you guys to understand. The main function of binary fission is asexual reproduction. That is, a simple and rapid process that clones an entire organism. This is why Millhouse, along with many of the partygoers, became unwell so quickly. Some unicellular organisms undergo mitosis, meaning like binary fission, mitosis can actually be a form of asexual reproduction. However, mitosis is generally a complex, multi-stage and slow process when compared to binary fission, and its main function is to contribute to the replacement of cells and the overall growth of a multicellular organism such as humans. In the context of Millhouse, the Salmonella bacterium has entered Millhouse's intestinal cell and has begun to replicate. This marks the beginning of binary fission. On the other hand, we know that for mitosis to begin, the chromosomal DNA in eukaryotic cells has already been replicated during interphase. So going back to binary fission, we then see each duplicated DNA strand move to opposite ends of the cell and associate with the plasma membrane, before splitting apart into individual daughter cells. This is distinctly different from mitosis, whereby if we remember in metaphase and anaphase, the sister chromatids actually associate with mitotic spindles, not the plasma membrane, to eventually be pulled apart and become fully fledged chromosomes. We also see in binary fission that the cell will elongate and the plasma membrane pinches in. This is similar to mitosis, whereby in anaphase the cell will elongate and a complete set of chromosomes separate to each end of the cell. So, we know that telophase marks the end of mitosis. However, we also learned that it's the process of cytokinesis, which is not shown in this diagram, that enables the cell to divide into 2 identical daughter cells. This is similar to binary fission, whereby to complete the division, the parent cell will undergo cytokinesis to produce both daughter bacterial cells, or Salmonella in this context. Okay, so to summarize the differences between binary fission and mitosis, binary fission occurs in prokaryotic unicellular organisms such as bacteria, whereas mitosis occurs in eukaryotic multicellular organisms such as animals and plants. Binary fission's main function is asexual reproduction, whereas in mitosis' main function is contributing to the growth, development, and replacement of cells. In binary fission, DNA replicates during the process, whereas in mitosis, DNA replicates before the process. In binary fission, the chromosome replicated is a single circular DNA strand, whereas in mitosis, a complete set of chromosomes are replicated to become sister chromatids. In binary fission, DNA associates with the plasma membrane, whereas in mitosis, DNA actually associates with mitotic spindles. And binary fission is a simple and rapid process, whereas mitosis is a complex and slower process. Now for the similarities, both processes contribute to asexual reproduction, both processes involve cell elongation, both processes lead to cytokinesis, and both processes lead to genetically identical daughter cells. Okay guys, thank you for watching my video. That's all for tonight. I'll see you in class tomorrow where we'll try some practice questions too with the differences between binary fission and mitosis.